Well, what the hell's going on here? Well, many of the letters that we get in our office are asking the same question. How on earth do I get a motorcycle licence these days? It does seem to have become unnecessarily complicated. So I've come down to CSM Motorcycle Training in Manchester to try and find the answer. Well, this is Dave Williams from CSM in Manchester. Dave, answer this question for me. How do people get to ride a bike? How do you get a licence these days?
When they become 16 or 17, they apply for the provisional licence, turn up down here with a rough knowledge of the highway code, the ability to ride a push bike, and then they go through CBT, which you can see being conducted behind you.
Right, now this CBT is a legal requirement, compulsory basic training. You have to do this, don't you?
If you're riding a bike or moped on the road displaying O plates, yes.
Right. So what's the CBT all about? I mean, I noticed that they're going round now, but they weren't going round before. They were doing an awful lot of talking.
It basically familiarises them with the bike before you actually get them on it. There's no point letting somebody loose onto a bike and explaining, there's your throttle, there's your clutch, off you go, if they can't stop.
Yeah.
Get them used to the brakes, explain all the controls and how they work, and then they'll set them off, moving around, just moving from point to point, getting them used to moving off and stopping, like you did when you learnt to drive a car. Your first lesson is just the basics, and then depending on how they progressed, depends on what we go from there.
Right. And there was some classroom chat as well earlier this morning. So what are they talking about there?
They basically come in and check their eyesight. They will check that the people know what they should be riding, i.e. don't ride around in jeans and a pair of shorts, jeans and t-shirts and stuff out on the road. Make sure they've got the helmets on, what they should ideally be wearing, jacket, gloves, check their eyesight, make sure they can see what they're doing, and then out into the car park and start going through the basic machine controls with them.
Right. And then, so once they've gone through all the basic chat, I say there was an awful lot of time spent off the bike just explaining it, and I noticed they were rocking it, presumably for the weight and things like that, is it?
Rocking it is checking the weight, checking the brakes are working. They pushed it round, leaning it to the left, and pushed it round to the right. Again, just to get them used to the weight. They pushed it across the car park so they could just apply the back brake and feel how that worked, and just pushed them across using the front brake so they can feel how powerful that is, and then pushed them across using both brakes just to show that, yes, if you use both brakes, that is the most effective way. Later on, they'll do a braking demonstration on that, showing the differences between the brakes so that it should sink into the students the best way to apply the brakes.
Right. So, and eventually, after all this, they actually start moving and they're going around. What they're doing, they appear to be just going around in circles. There must be a lot more to it than that.
These two gentlemen that are doing it can actually ride. If you get novices, it can take quite a lot of time for them to actually get used to the clutch, getting used to setting off, getting used to stopping, making sure they're using both brakes when they're stopping. Mirrors will be checked to make sure that they know what the blind spot is when it comes to looking over the shoulder, what they're actually looking for, why they're looking over the shoulder. Once that's all done, they'll start going on to gear change, and then they'll progress on through the day.
Right. And does everybody pass this straight off? Is this something that you come here and you do it in a day? Does everybody do it in a day?
There's no guarantees anybody will pass CBT. What we do say is that if they make a mess of the CBT course, then we carry on training them for as long as it takes until they pass CBT. 3/4 of people get through it first time, but they won't get the certificate unless they're safe on the road.
Right, okay. So, big question, I suppose. How much is this going to cost, the CBT?
CBT for a novice rider is £70 for as many days training for as long as it takes.
Right.
They can use their own bike if they want. If they want to hire a bike, it's £30 per day, including the insurance. So they haven't got any worries if they do drop the bike, they won't get a bill for any damage.
And does that happen very often?
Not really.
No, right. So that's if somebody walked in here, no bike, and said, right, I've got my provisional, I'm doing my CBT, 100 quid.
Yep, that's right.
Right. This is CSM instructor Andy Dawes. Andy, they seem to be doing all right. Are they any good, these two?
Yeah, they're fine. They seem to have ridden a bit before.
Right.
I'm quite happy with them, thank you.
You've only got 2 in the class. Is that normal? How many do you normally get?
Can have a maximum of 4.
Right.
Okay, that's a legal maximum.
Right.
But 2's not uncommon.
Right. So it seemed to have slowed down considerably. They were whizzing round before. They're going very slow now. What are you trying to teach them at the moment?
This exercise is called slow control. The idea is so they can steer and balance okay, so they can control the bikes in heavy traffic or doing a manoeuvre, say for example a U-turn.
Right. So how close are these two guys now to actually getting out on the open road?
They've got about 3 more exercises to go. They're looking pretty good, so should be able to take them out shortly, I think.
So you're confident they'll be all right?
Yeah, very confident.
Nobody's fell off yet. Do you get many people falling off in here?
Not if I can help it. The odd 1 or 2, but not if I can help it. No, they're doing pretty well. Quite happy with them.
Good. This is one of our victims, volunteers, should I say, Neil Edmonds. Neil, CBT this morning. You've had a pretty extensive session. Was it what you thought it would be?
It was a lot more basic than I actually thought, but I think you do need to do it before you get back on the road, certainly.
So have you learnt a lot? Because you've ridden a bike before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've ridden, but it's minimal experience with it. It's just basically in the fields when I was 16-year-old.
So did you find you were a bit rusty this morning?
I was a little rusty to start with, yeah, but you soon get back onto it.
Right. Well, you're all wired up for sound now, and you're going out on the road, so do you think you're going to be able to put all this into practice and master it?
Oh, definitely, yeah, I'll be a dab hand at this, but I'm quite looking forward to it.
And so, with all the car park work complete, our intrepid learners were let loose on the open road. And we'll catch up with them in a few weeks.